What's up, fellow crime fighters? It's Cody Lee here, aka Tihyo, and today we are doing another Tihyo Labs video. We are going over the Superheroes Unlimited mod version 5.0. It's still in its alpha stages, in its development versions, but this is one of our update videos that we do here regularly on the channel, and today we are going to be going over the Batman. So, stay tuned, and let's get right into the video. Alright, so like every Tihyo Labs video, we have to go check out the progress board to see what we're up against this video, see what's going on, to get a gist of the general direction. So at the progress board, we are on Alpha 4.2, so it has increased a good amount since last time. Last time we were on Alpha 2 point something, so increased at least 2 alpha versions, and we are 26% complete. Now that could look a little bit depressing to some people, like, whoa, it's not that, it's only 26%. And, don't worry too much. The beginning stages, it always takes longer for progression to start, but now we're starting to get things done a lot quicker since systems are all set up and all that, so you should start to see that number increase even quicker. So that's good. So now today, like I said, we're going over Batman, and there is a lot to this character. So I don't want to spend the entire video going over everything, because that would probably lead for an hour-long video, and nobody wants to sit through an hour-long. So, I'm only going to be going over the intermediate bat gadgets and the suit abilities built in itself. So if you guys want to see the other stuff like the new bat computer, that's the old model over there, but we have a new model as well that looks phenomenal as well. And, it's got a whole new GUI system. It's not just a crafting table anymore. It's got a whole new system set up in it. Just phenomenal stuff. We have new vehicles related to Batman and all this stuff. If you guys want to see that, let me know, and we will do another update video on those specific things. So, just to clarify, if you want to see that, leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up saying I want to see more, and I'll do that. But let's get right into what we have to show here today. So we're gonna start off and show off the Batman suit here. Pretty much the same model from the previous version introduced in 4.0. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I love this model. It's my favorite one to mod. We have not added this is the default. We haven't added other alt suits into the mod yet, and that's because I want to really focus on getting more characters in, as to get more represented, as opposed to just keep doing 100%, like a whole bunch of alt suits. But I will do those like with the remaining time from that I complete from the mod to the release date. So whatever spare time I have in between there, I'll add in alt suits for different characters. But I want to get as many different characters in it as I can before release. And that brings up the question of release. I do not have a specific date. I don't want to hold myself to a date because then I'll rush something or something will happen. So, but I kind of have in my mind where I genuinely want it to be. But I will say it is pretty soon. Maybe like soon, 26%. Nah, don't worry about it. It will be relatively soon. Not this month soon, but it'll be relatively soon. So don't worry about that. So let's grab the Batman suit on here, and let's go and look at our super decks and unlock Batman here. So we got Batman unlocked now. Quick thing on the Flash, we unlocked him last update video. The things did change with him. We added some few things. If you guys want to see, the updated speedster trail with the red blur in-game and all what it looks like, let me know, and I'll do like a quick update video on that stuff, some of the new stuff we added. The new visuals we added to the Flash. But we're not talking about that this update video. We are talking about Batman. So let's get over here. So, Batman's got a medium defense. So pretty good, not extremely high, not extremely low. And he's a tier 3 out of 5. So he's a pretty balanced middle ground character. He's not super OP and he's not super weak. With his gadgets, he can take on some of the more stronger characters, and defaultly he can take on the weaker characters. So it just depends on really how you play this character, because he's one of the characters where it's more abstract than the other ones where a lot of the stuff is built in. You get the suit and you got all these abilities. You kind of have to work your way with Batman and kind of get all his different stuff. And then, you start to become more and more powerful the more stuff you obtain of his. So, defaultly, Batman does 15 attack damage. I mean, he has 15 health, but as you can see right there. He does 10 attack damage. There we go. I said that right that time. He does speed. He has speed 4 when sprinting. So, as I'm walking defaultly, you don't see a difference. But when I sprint, I run faster. So that's where the when sprinting comes in. We have acrobatics 5. Which is a pretty high acrobatics level. Now, I want to go over a quick discussion about acrobatics. Acrobatics, there's a new thing added in the mod called Jump Boost. I think I went over this in one of the previous videos. But there's a difference between Jump Boost and Acrobatics. Jump Boost strictly makes it so the character can jump higher. Acrobatics does that and more. It allows you to climb up walls, grapple onto things, and double jump and stuff like that. So I'll show off some of those things here. So we're going to hold Shift, Space, and the forward key. And if I tap Space, I can climb up and grapple up onto the wall here, and we can jump off, and you don't have to stop. I mean, you could just, if you get good at it, you can quickly jump up things. And this is really useful, especially if you're grappling or something and you fall a little bit short. You can pull yourself over the ledge or something like that. You also have the double jump. If you double tap, you can double jump, and depending on how you time it, depends on how high you go. See, that was a pretty decent one right there. That was a weaker double jump. See, it's all dependent upon how you time the double jump, how high you go. So that's the main difference. It's basically kind of like the stuff that the old Jump Boost had, but now Jump Boost is a separate thing with not as much. It's just strictly how high you jump. We have Stealth. Now, Stealth is not 100% useless anymore. Before, people were asking before, what does Stealth do in the previous versions? It really didn't do anything. It was just there, ooh, Stealth. But now it actually does something. Stealth basically allows it so when you're in super dark areas, like in a deep dark cave, it checks for a certain light value and to determine how dark the area is. And if you're in a dark enough room, you will turn completely invisible. And when I say invisible, I mean invisible. There's no potion particles. There's no potion particles for invisibility in general in the mod anymore. So you're actually really invisible. And the item in your hand turns invisible as well. So you really do go invisible. And when you come back into the light, you reappear. So if you're Batman or a character with stealth and you're going through a cave trying to mess with your friend, you could sneak around him if you're in a dark area and come back out and spook him or something like that. Whatever you want to do. We also have gliding, which is hold the suitability 2 key. So I'm going to climb up here to demonstrate the gliding. So, basically it works like the old version. You hold the F key defaultly and you can glide. And as you can see, when I hit a certain distance away, though, the gliding stops. That's because it calculates you're close enough to the ground, you're going to land soon. So why are you still gliding? So you can't just glide whenever now. You have to be high enough off the ground to glide. And it has a cool little animation with it. If we glide, we can see ourselves gliding. The cape opens up. And it's a really cool aesthetic added to Batman. A lot of people have been requesting this for a long time. So we have Batman gliding with the moonlight shining behind him. Some really cool looking stuff in that. So we also have night vision. Now, night vision's got a major increase as well in terms of functionality. Before, you just hit the night vision key and it would toggle it, and you'd kind of have a flashy kind of thing last 10 seconds ago where you have to keep tapping if you want to keep it. Now, all you gotta do is simply tap the key. It's super bright. It's not the super flashy Caesar-esque thing. Super bright, seeable, really good stuff. And, it lasts basically forever. There's no time on it. And all you have to do to shut it off is hit the key again, and it'll toggle it off. So now, instead of a timer toggling it, you toggle it so you can put it as, you can turn it on and off as you please. So that is really useful. That's something I've been wanting to do for a while. We have minor fire resistance. Now, as you can see, it says fire resistance right here, and here's the difference. All right, Batman does not have fire resistance, even though the sidebar over here says. Don't go by what 100% this goes by. Go by what the Super Deck says. That is the specifics as to what the character can do. This is just the applied effects. But basically, minor fire resistance it allows you to not get burn damage from minor fire attacks. Like if somebody shoots laser vision at you, you don't just start burning and catching on fire and falling all over the place and all that stuff. You will take damage, of course, but you don't have that afterburn effect once you leave the fire area. You know, you can quickly evade fire attacks, and it won't. It basically doesn't cause you to burn after you've been hit. You know, you get hit, you take the damage, that's it. But that does not mean you can go sit in lava, because you will start to burn, because, you know, it has a max degree of how hot things can get before it takes effect. So that is not something you do. So basically, you see this nifty fire resistance right here. You go step in something like lava, it goes away. And it's like, nope, nope, nope. You're not allowed to do that. So he's got the minor fire resistance because his suit material has got, you know, fire resistance in it, stuff like that. But it's not fire resistant enough to sit in lava or anything like that. It's just, you know, avoiding laser attacks or small things. We have the Psychic Shield, which is that basically, a lot of you know, Batman's strong-willed, got a fortified mind. This basically prevents characters with psychic abilities from tampering with you, like mentally, like getting in your inventory, trolling you, stuff like that, because you can mentally block them out. We have the Bat Attack, hold suitability 7 for about 7 seconds. So we'll hold this key down, and this is the move that spawns in all the bats. And in order to do this, I'm going to have to turn mob spawning to true here in order for the bats to spawn. So if you don't want the bats to spawn on your server, whatever you're doing, you could turn mob spawning off. It'll go off that way, or you can go into config and say, you know, can characters summon creatures, and it'll deny access there. So we're going to spawn the bats here over about 7 seconds. You don't have to be walking around. I'm just choosing to do that. But you got the bats that spawn all around you. You look really cool. And they're actually, you know, they serve as like a barrier, you know. If people are shooting projectiles at you and, you know, like rapidly, you could spawn these guys, and a lot of times it's kind of morbid, but it'll hit the bats and save you a good fraction of the damage because, you know, they kind of abstract the opponent's view of you. And their projectiles hit the bats instead of you. So it's kind of morbid, but it can be useful. Batman also negates fall damage. He doesn't have 0 fall damage, meaning I could climb myself up this building here if I could get up. No, I can't get up it without grappling. But basically, if you fall from a high enough height, you will take fall damage now with certain characters. But, you know, you have to be from a pretty high height in order to accumulate that much force to die. But, you know, I wouldn't recommend going up to Y100 and jumping off, because you probably will die. But, you know, minute stuff like jumping off a roof or something, like jumping off the Tihyo Labs wouldn't do any fall damage to me because it's not a high enough distance. Alright, so we're getting into the gadgets now, the good stuffs. So I'm going to go grab the gadgets that we're going to go over in this video for a representation. As you can see, the batarang models have been updated. Also, all of our 3D renders now work on item frames. Before it was all glitchy and all that, but so now you could probably use something like the shelves in Bibliocraft, and it probably should look right. It doesn't, even if it doesn't, it looks right in item frames. So you can actually have a legit cool looking, what's the word for it? Legit cool looking, you know, back gadget setup here. You know what? I was actually not supposed to take these. Oh, I rotated that around. These were actually the display. I am supposed to go in this fancy chest here. That makes a lot more sense as to why I was only picking up one of them. So let me just grab that, And these are stackable to 64, not 16. As you can see by the explosive one, I just grabbed 16 because it was, I don't know why I did. But these are stackable to 64, not 16, so you can hold a lot in it, so don't worry. I don't need to grab this because I can just equip it with the suit, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. So, the batarangs. Basically, the batarangs do 5 attack damage when you throw them, and as you can see, they all do 3 attack damage when you just punch somebody with it. But it does do durability to the batarang, so it has a limited use of punching. But you can now use it as a melee weapon to get you to 13 attack damage from your regular 10. Also cool about the batarangs, now you throw them, it doesn't work at all like it used to. Now you throw it and it actually sticks in the wall like such. So as you can see, the batarang is, we got a good aim right there, and the batarang is in the wall. You just go grab it. What else is neat about this feature is you don't have to worry about, say you're throwing your batarangs and you're knocking somebody out and you're like, no, wait, Tihyo, if they're on the ground, my opponent can pick up my batarangs and then I lose them. Don't worry, only the person that throws the batarangs can pick up the batarangs. So you can throw it at your opponent. It could be in the ground, and they could be trying to walk over it and pick it up like I am right now, but they won't be able to because I'm the one that's throwing the batarang. As you can see, it's got a cool little flip there when we throw the batarang. Let me pick these back up because I want these because I love the batarangs. So yeah. We also have the explosive batarang. The explosive batarang, that one's pretty cool too. Functionality-wise, it's changed a lot. Basically, it does not an instant explosion. It like sets the timer and then it explodes, and you'll see that here in a minute. Let's get up here because I don't want to really destroy that over there. So get over here and throw this, and you can hear the sound effect as it plays. And then it blows up. So you can just throw it. And then the timer starts ticking and explodes. So, you know, you could spam a whole bunch of these like that, and all the timers go. And it's a pretty useful mining tool. Also, you know, since you know you lose them when you get them. Same with all. Ooh, I fell. Same with all the batarangs. When you craft them, you should get like 16. That's probably why I grabbed 16 because you get 16 batarangs of each when you craft it, not just 1 or 3. So you know, it's not. It compensates for the fact that you lose the batarang when you throw it. But again, you can just go pick it up. But sometimes the battle could get a little bit difficult. So that's why I gave you guys some extra ones just to be safe. We also have the heated batarang. Now, this has got a major upgrade. Before you throw the heated batarang, it does like a one little fire puff and, you know, and a 1x1 and turns it into fire. Now it's kind of got a bigger radius on it. You throw it, and it turns like a whole bunch of stuff into fire, so you can make some pretty good pathways in here. So, ooh, I hit water. But you can pretty much, you know, make your way across, and it's basically a bigger radius of fire, as you can see there. And you can use it. I used all of them up, but you can use them. They're a good mining utensil too. Also, when you throw it at somebody, they catch on fire like in previous versions. So that's got an upgrade. So it actually has a bigger radius that it melts. Now we have the electric batarang. This is probably the most OP batarang in the mod. This one, let me go to this. I'll show you I forgot to say all the damage values when you throw it. They all do 3 when you do melee, but regular does 5 attack when you throw it. Explosive does 7 attack when you throw it. Heated does 6 attack when you throw it, and electric does 6 attack when you throw it. So explosive does the most attack when you throw it, but electric I would say is more OP, and you'll see why. Basically, when you throw it, you don't have to actually hit your target. What it'll do is, it'll do more damage if you do that way, and you throw it and you get a direct hit, but you can also throw it on the ground around a whole bunch of targets, and it'll electrocute everybody in the given area. So, for instance, I could throw it at this sheep, or I could throw it next to him, and as you can see here, he'll start getting electrocuted with the electrocution sound, and he dies. So this is more like a mob takedown batarang now, as opposed to just a one-on-one. So it can be pretty useful. I'm trying to see if there's any other mobs around here that I can like mess with. And I just do 2 chickens, so I can throw it in between. I can throw it in between these chickens. Oh, you're probably out of radius. And they were both out of radius. And the batarang's gone. Can you guys come together, please? Maybe this will give me... maybe... Nope. Alright. Please come together. I want to demonstrate to the audience how to work. Alright, ready? And... Throw. Go, 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 go. Alright, well, that guy was too far away. But you get the gist of what it does. Oh, that was a direct hit right there. So... You throw it at the target. It electrocutes everybody around it. Now, the smoke pellets are cool now, too. They function, a lot like they did before, except you go completely invisible when you throw it, so people have a hard time seeing you. You got the smoke effect, so you can just escape. You probably wouldn't want to run because they see your potion particles, but you could throw it, and you can make your escape, and they wouldn't see you. You could even use your grappling gun. They wouldn't see you. So a lot more useful in terms of what it does. The gas pellet, pretty much the same from the last version. It gives blindness, nausea, slowness. When you right-click, you can throw it, like such. Freeze grenade. As a slight change, it freezes target, but it doesn't create this giant ice thing around them. Because, you know, during battles, that's super annoying. You gotta sit there and break the ice, and you start drowning, and it's just this whole big mess. So what it does now is I probably may add, like, an effect to it, so it looks cool. But as of now, you throw it, and it, like, gives the target slowness. It makes them, like, it makes them freeze still. Or if you're a character like the Flash, it will slow you down. But I'll probably add like an effect to it. There's no mobs I can do. Oh, I could just, but I throw it at that guy and see he's not going anywhere on his own unless I push that boy. But I'll probably add like an icy looking effect to it later on. Let me throw that egg down. I don't know why I picked that up. All right. Also, onto some of the newer gadgets. A lot of you guys saw this on Twitter. I posted this a long time ago. It's the explosive gel gun from the Arkham games. Basically, this is real simple. This is one of the gadgets you have to craft. All the batarangs and most of these gadgets you have to craft. I think all of them you do, except the grappling gun. And the hand link. But everything else you gotta craft. But basically, it's kind of like an explosive batarang, except a little bit different in the way it explodes. You basically hold right-click, it'll spray, and then all of a sudden it'll just start exploding stuff. So you can kind of spray around like that, spray that whole thing, and it'll just start exploding everything in that area where you sprayed at. So it can be pretty useful, though its uses aren't that much. As you can see, I have 25 uses, so I can use this thing about 25 times, and then, you know, I don't have any more like that. So it pretty much equivalent. I mean, you could either craft that, get 25 uses, or craft the explosive batarang and get 16 uses at a time. It's dependent on, you know, what materials you have. So it all is up to the player as to what they want to do. We also have the Kryptonite ring. And the Kryptonite ring does 2 extra attack damage, gives Batman the ability to hit with 12. But on Kryptonians, it is a killer. It's not it now gives, there's now something called Kryptonite poisoning that is applied to only Kryptonians. When they hold Kryptonite, interact with anything Kryptonite, stuff like that, they get Kryptonite poisoning, and you don't have, it's not all buggy where you have to log off or something anymore. No, if you're around it, you basically lose pretty much all your abilities. You get super weak, and if you get away from it and you get it away, you'll get your abilities back. So this can be really useful when you're fighting somebody like Batman, especially with the power armor. I mean, fighting somebody like Superman, what am I saying? This could be pretty useful, especially with the power armor, to fight Superman or any other Kryptonian in the mod and just, you know, completely knock them out. So those are the craftable, those were all craftable gadgets. Now we're going to have some more of the built-in gadgets. We have the hand link, which doesn't do anything, you know, visibly at the time. This deals more with the vehicles and allows you to, like, equip them and all that, but I'll go over that in another video if you guys want to see the vehicles and stuff like that. But also we have the grappling gun, and, you know, grappling gun has gotten a good overhaul. Cool little render when it shoots out. It shoots out and you can grapple to whatever you're aiming at. So a cool little thing we got there. Pretty useful. Also, you can shift right click and you can grapple things towards you like in the previous versions. Also, if you get pretty good at it, you can like swing kind of. That's more of a thing for the Spider-Man's web shooters. But you can kind of pull it off if you do it right, but the string kind of breaks because it's not really made for all that good stuff. That's more of a Spider-Man thing there. But you can, you know, use this thing to get up things pretty well. And ooh, I got a good distance there. But you know, like I said, you grapple up something, and I keep making it now, of course. But if I didn't make it, come on. If I didn't make, well, I hit the character. Basically, if I did not make this, I could just use the acrobatics and pull myself up. But as you can see, of course, when I try to show you not making it, you make it every time. Also, I recently released a Twitter pic at the recording of this video of a different grappling gun. We have this one. If you hit the Alt Suit key, you can get the DCEU grappling gun. Looks pretty fancy. Donated to us by Alex, so thank you for that, dude. Awesome model. So he donated this model to us to use in the mod. So yeah, I got some cool stuff there. So you got two variants of the grappling gun. You can switch between the two of them, whatever you use. You got the animated series one, and then you got the more realistic looking grappling gun. And I can just throw that and de-grip it and stuff like that. So let's get back into Super Decks here. Take a look at all the other stuff we have left. So we went over all that. We also have the rebreather. The rebreather I have not added currently in this current version, but you guys know what that does. Pretty much the same thing. Allows you to get water breathing, so you can breathe underwater. But it's not. I can't show it because it's not in the current alpha that I'm showing you guys. Now we also have this is cool. We have the utility belt. And the utility belt allows it so, well, it's just something I've been wanting to add for a long time. And it basically gives you 9 extra bars. So if I hit the Z key, you get the utility belt screen, and this can hold all your back gadgets, your good stuffs right here. Doesn't hold anything else with the back gadgets. However, this, you notice this one's gray over here. That's because this is the lead-covered compartment in the belt. You can hold Kryptonite in this one, as well as the Kryptonite ring can fit in there. But as you can see, you can't fit the bat gadgets in there. We got that now, and see if I open it up again, all your stuff is still there. So another extra compartment, so you don't have to have your gadgets in your hotbar or something. I mean, I guess if you're going to use them, you probably would want them in your hotbar or something like that. But, you know, you got that good stuff right there. So we got the utility belt now, which is useful. Let's go here. We went through all that. All right, we showed the explosive gel gun, we showed the Kryptonite ring, and these are just the list of the current vehicles in the mob. We have the Batmobile, the Batwing, and the Batboat. Like I said, if you guys want to see that, let me know down in the comments if you guys want to see those vehicles and the Bat computer, because I don't want to make this video too long, because we're already running up like 25, 26 minutes here, and yeah. So anyways, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and comment on this video. If you have any suggestions, leave it down in the comment section down below. I thank you guys so much for all the support you've been showing the mod and its development so far. I hope to continue to see your guys' support on it. We've been working really hard here at Tihyo Productions to get this mod out for you guys. A lot of cool stuff we have included. And remember, fellow crime fighters, keep calm in Tihyo shoes.